was rolling, right? I'm like, so the language that you'll still have that similar language. And the ideas of poverty, where you look at the person who has as an enemy, is imbalanced. If everything was created in pairs, poverty has a pair. And what is it? Wealth. The pair to poverty is wealth. And the pair to wealth is poverty. So this was the lecture that I pulled of Imam W.D. Muhammad, and it was talking about the rich and the poor. And he explained how that when everyone started, they started poor. Everybody. And I want you to think of this in a material sense. The human being in its evolution, we started off all as hunter and gatherers. And there was nobody that could say, hey, these are all my berries over here. No, we were all going out poor. On the same level, just trying to get some berries to feed your family. And as the human being evolved, those resources began to be held by a group of them that may have been better equipped at whatever tool it was in order to gather those resources up. Now, this is that dominance hierarchy, right? This is now where you begin to look and see what becomes the social interaction that is necessary between those who have and those who don't have. In order to create a balanced society, those two have to marry and pair with each other. Those who have, it is not you are lord over, it is you are responsible for. I mean, literally, in your wealth, Allah tells us in Quran, right, that you are responsible for them. It's not, so, you know, this idea in America where it say social services and we paying for all these poor people to be on health care, that's your responsibility. And if you don't want the wealth, give it to the folks who will take the responsibility. That is a reality. And guess what? The people who don't have, you have a responsibility to listen and to work with the people who have. You can't despise them. You can't go around telling all the folks with money get on my nerves, even in the masjid. Yeah. So this is really what I'm getting at. I know y'all think I'm talking big picture stuff. I am. But big pictures come down to small realities in our communities that are stopping us from bigger pictures. How many communities have there been business people, businessmen and women who have resources, but we won't take their resources because we sit up there and say, oh, they think they all that. We won't take it. And if they try to give it, we're going to tell them, well, you can't say nothing about it. Let me tell you something. If I came in here with $500,000 and I want to give it, and I know this community, whatever it is, this Houston is a better community. I feel okay. I could give Wazir them $500,000, and I can understand that it would be used resourcefully because they have proven themselves. But many of our communities haven't proven themselves capable of handling large amounts of money. The people who make large amounts of money know how to handle large amounts of money. That places them with a level of authority because it's their responsibility. And as a person who does not have, you have a responsibility to listen. So you got people who have knowledge. And you know they got more knowledge than you. There's no question about it. It's not to gauge who is greater than, right? But it's to gauge who's responsible for. If you have more knowledge and understanding, you are responsible to deliver that knowledge and understanding. If you do not have knowledge and understanding, you are responsible in your parenting, in your social life, to seek out more understanding. You cannot get mad at the person who knows because you don't know. It's unacceptable. That's not proper parenting in your own thinking and logic. I'll go to another one. They also say that there are issues, and he used this one, Imam Muhammad. He said with beautiful people and people who are not so attractive. You see, Imam Yahya, what did he say he was going to do? He was going to use an attractive woman to get on the screen and do so-and-so, so-and-so. Right? Yeah, he said light skin, didn't he? Right? Because listen, because we still have issues. Because we still have these issues on understanding even these ideas of beauty. Now, I'll tell you, I can't necessarily agree with him on the attractive has to be light skin or this, but that's my prerogative. Right? That's mine, okay? But what I do know, because I want you to know I'm not trying to be holy when I tell you this. I am being very, very sincere, and Allah knows my heart. I don't see beauty like this world sees beauty. That's a real thing for me, and it has been a real thing for me for a very long time. But what I had to do in me, let me see if I can put it this way. How many of you all, and this is us being very, very real. You all have to be real with yourselves. We have to be real with ourselves. How many of you all who are conscious of the issues of darkness and light in African American communities, when you see a really, really dark child, you tell them how beautiful they are? Consciously. You consciously choose, don't you? You consciously choose to try to counteract the issues in society by telling the little dark child, you are beautiful. Conscious now. That's letting us know that the thing is playing in there. Because we are consciously selecting out and saying, let me make sure that this child knows without doubt that beauty is not seen in that regard. But then we'll turn around and we will say, this person is pretty and this one's ugly. Even if you get two dark people together, one of them know they prettier, right? And on the idea of pairs, some of us have an ability to adorn ourselves a lot better than others, right? Did Abdullah come in? I thought I saw Abdullah come in. There's his fancy fly brother there. I'll take ID that if you cannot admit that Abdullah is a sharp dresser and can outdress a whole bunch of us, okay, then you're not being honest. So I do want to, we need to take the idea of beauty outside of darkness and light, but to understand even inside, and I know some people, my niece, she has a beautiful chocolate complexion, eyes are really, really wide, cheekbones are high, face of a model, right? You know what that looks like. And you get someone else, you'll be like, your cheekbones aren't that high, your eyes are a little smaller, So you might say, you get a 7. She gets like a 9, But I've also seen some of the sisters have the ability to dress themselves up. I don't care what you look like. By the time you get done, everybody is saying, MashaAllah. Do you know that that's a skill set? That's real. Any of you all see the makeover movies and videos or whatever they are? And they'll take someone who's kind of drab looking, so to speak, homely, right? And they'll dress them up. By the time they get done, that person looks like a movie star. And the person's attitude does what? It changes. So even when they were telling you, oh, it don't matter to me. Because the person on that show usually comes in saying, oh, no, this is how I like. I just like my little cloggy shoes right here. I just like my thing that look like this. But then the moment that the person who has a skill set and ability to show them how they can adorn themselves and they can feel the energy of the other pair to their reality, it changes how they see themselves. So don't tell yourself that you don't desire the other pair. Don't do it to yourself. You deny yourself a social reality. Seek out someone and say, hey, I like how that looks. Can you show me how to do all that? And you ain't got to do it all the time, please. That's not what and I'm not even talking about literally in that. I'm talking about the things and understanding that everything has a pair to it. Everything has another reality to it. Even those who dress up all the time, please understand there is liberation in being able to put on a pair of Adidas pants and some Adidas flip-flops and an Adidas shirt and a hat on and walk around the grocery store and still think you fine. That would be me. Hey, I'm telling you right now, I don't look all jazzed up all the time. You don't, right? But I have enough understanding that there is duality in the thing. I have no need to stay on the one side of that extreme of feeling like I have to dress myself up all the time in order to reap the benefits of my inner beauty. So I can wear whatever that's covered. And I shine the same. That's real. So alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. That's really all I had. It's just wanted to give us a little bit of understanding on the pairing. And very, very seriously, I can't say it enough. I've just heard too many stories of our Masjid splitting. And do you know oftentimes what lines they split on? The haves and the have-nots. You can travel around the country. I'm not telling you anything that's going to be a big secret of anything. Many of our communities divide. You travel around this country, and they've divided into people who have money and degrees and all of this education and understanding, and then those who do not have those things. And we have to ask ourselves why. And there is issue with that. Whether it's with those who don't have, not being able to respect the pair of having. You have to respect it. You have to give credence to it. And then those who have, taking on the responsibilities to those who don't have, even in knowledge. This is why Allah says when you meet an ignorant person, don't beat them up. Just say peace. The person who is more knowledgeable is responsible to give the peace. You give peace to ignorance, not war. It's a better situation. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That's all I got, y'all. That's really all I got this time. So I think we may have a couple of minutes for questions or something, right? Allahu Akbar. 10 minutes, questions, thoughts, comments. Well, It's what fasting will do to you.
I have a question, sister.
Yes, sir.